Nickit Community Day is approaching in Pokemon Go. This is one of the best events to take advantage of in August. Let's get straight into the calendar here, and as you can see guys, Nickit Community Day will be taking place this coming weekend on the 16th, which is going to be Sunday, running from 2 to 5 p.m. local time, so 3 hours only. Now let's focus on our featured Community Day Pokemon, Nickit, the Fox Pokemon originally coming from the Galar region and Generation 8. Nickit can evolve into Thievul, which is also a pure Dark-type Pokemon using 50 candies. A bit of trivia that I know someone didn't know. Nickit is in the category of Fox Pokemon. There's only 2 other evolution lines in the Pokemon universe that share this, which is going to be the Vulpix and Alolan Vulpix line going into Ninetales and Alolan Ninetales, and the other one is going to be, yes you guessed it, Fennekin going into Braixen and eventually into Delphox. Interestingly enough, it looks like Nickit may have been based off the Red Fox. What's even more interesting though is that if we have a look at Nickit's shiny form going into Thievul, which is absolutely stunning by the way, it looks like that shiny variation may be based off the Silver Fox, which is effectively another variation of the Red Fox. Very interesting. Speaking of the shiny form though, every single Nickit you see on this day is going to have a shiny boost of 1 in 25. That includes all Nickit coming from the wild, including all the Nickit coming from timed, special, and field research. What's very important to mention now though is that up until 9 p.m. on this community day, if you evolve Nickit into Thievul, it's going to be getting a brand new legacy move, which is the ice type move, Icy Wind. Icy Wind is an ice type move that in trainer battles is going to be doing 60 power, and it also decreases the opposing's attack by 1 stage. A Pokemon I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with using this move is going to be Jellicent, especially in the Great League or the Ultra League, an incredibly powerful move. In gyms and raids, it's also going to be doing 60 power. This is going to make a massive difference to this Pokemon, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But how good is Nickit's evolution Thievul in Pokemon Go right now? As said earlier, Thievul is a base dark type Pokemon. It has a max CP of 2415, which is pretty low to be honest, an attack value of 172, defense of 164, and a stamina of 172. We can stop there. We already know looking at these base stats, this is most likely not going to be a raid attacking Pokemon. Thievul is weak to 3 different types, Bug, Fairy, and Fighting, but it takes resisted damage from Dark and Ghost, and it actually double resists Psychic. Its fast moves are going to be as follows: Sucker Punch, Snarl, and Quick Attack, and it's the first time I think I can remember seeing this in Pokemon Go. It only has 2 charge moves, which is going to be Night Slash and Play Rough. Of course, after this day, it will change because Icy Wind will then be thrown into the pool. If you do not evolve Nickit into Thievul to get Icy Wind during this event, you're going to have to use an Elite Charge TM after the event ends. Considering what we've just looked at, Thievul is going to shine, but not in the ways people think. But let's blow through these bonuses very quickly, which are very important to take note of. First and foremost, the main bonus of this day is going to be 3 times catch Stardust. Every single Pokemon you catch in this 3-hour time frame will come with a 3 times catch Stardust boost. If you guys weren't aware, every single Pokemon outside of this event normally awards you 100 Stardust per catch. But during this event, it's going to be 300 Stardust per catch. We have a way to maximize this even further. Keep watching. The other bonuses is that it's going to be 2 times catch candy for catching Pokemon, 2 times the chance of Exalt candy for trainers level 31 and up. Incenses activated during the event will last for 3 hours, but remember that does not include your daily incense. Of course, we can take snapshots to get photobombed 5 times for a Nickit encounter. That Nickit encounter can be shiny as well with that 1 in 25 shiny rate, but it's also a great time to chip away at that cameraman medal, which requires you to get so many snapshots, and that's a very difficult medal to complete, so on a calm day it's a great time to chip away at that level 80. Lure modules activated during the event will last for 1 hour. We can actually make 1 additional special trade on this day for a total of 2, which is incredible, and I'm going to touch on this again a little bit later in the video, and connected to that, trades are going to cost 50% less Stardust. They've done something interesting with the lure module bonus though. Up until 9 p.m. that night, it's going to have more chance of drawing Nickit to that specific Pokestop even after the event hours, but it's also going to come with a 1 in 25 shiny rate as well. So if you didn't play the calm day, maybe you had a family function or work going on, this is a good opportunity to try and collect some candy as well as get some shinies. But a big feature that they have added in calm days, at least for the last few months, is going to be the potential of a community day special background. In connection to this lure module bonus as well that I just mentioned, up until 9 p.m. as well, Nickit drawn to that lure module may have a potential to have a special background too. On this day, it looks like from my calculations, you have a 2 to 5% chance to have a special background on a Nickit in the wild. But if you guys want to guarantee a special background, it looks like there's only a couple of ways to do that. First and foremost, we have to look at field research. All the field research during this 3-hour time frame is going to be the same thing. Catch 3 Nickit. You can do that to earn the following rewards: 5 Great Balls, 2 Ultra Balls, 2 Pineapple Berries, or 500 Stardust. If you guys want to know that 100% Nickit IV, that is going to be 306. If you get the CP, it is guaranteed to be a hundo, and again with a 1 in 25 shiny boost as well, a good chance at a potential shundo. When it comes to special backgrounds from field research, you can guarantee it. There are usually 2 tasks throughout the day that appear, and when you see them in your field research, they will have a guaranteed special background. The first one is normally catch 5 Pokemon while in a party, and the other one is to catch 50 Pokemon. That should guarantee you a Nickit encounter with a special background. There is another way to guarantee special background encounters, and that is going to be, and I would strongly recommend getting this to upgrade your experience, you can purchase the Community Day ticket for a total cost of $2. Before I get to the background specifics, let's just run through these rewards. Guys, you're going to get a total of 10 Nickit encounters, you're going to get 60 Ultra Balls, 1 Incubator, 1 Incense, 1 Charge TM, 3 Silver Pineapple Berries, 1 Rocket Radar, 1 Premium Battle Pass, 10,000 XP, as well as 1 Rare XL Candy. On top of that, you will also get 3 guaranteed special background encounters with Nickit. If you are considering buying this ticket, please try and get it through the web store. Usually there's bundles that are active for these types of events, and if you did buy this ticket through the web store, you're going to get the ticket, including 5 Ultra Balls at no cost. It doesn't end there though. For special backgrounds, there is another method you can do, and that is to check into a community ambassador meetup, which is going to reward you with a timed research. You will get access to some premium items on that research, but you're also going to get additional encounters with Nickit with that special background too. Those are the main details out of the way, but before I go any further, what everyone needs to understand is that this Nickit just, my hat, bro. Come on. Yeah, Nickit just stole my hat. Yeah, and he just told me that you guys still haven't subscribed. Just hit that subscribe button, guys. Gotta keep my hat on. Let's talk about how to really maximize this event, and we have to kick off with candy gains. Guys, remember that Nickit is a pure dark type Pokemon. So what I want you guys to do for the full 3 hours is that you need to have a Mega Level 3 or Super Mega Level Pokemon in the background to really multiply your candy gains upon every capture. Guys, let me just break down these candy gains very quickly. On a day like today, it's already 2 times catch candy. So every single Nickit you catch in the wild in this 3-hour time frame is going to be getting you 6 candy. You could then use a Pineapple Berry to double that to then be getting 12 candy. If you had a Super Mega Level Malamar in the background, you're going to be getting an additional 3 candy on top of that for a total of 15, including an extra 25% chance to get more XL candy per capture. Guys, that is absolutely incredible. The best way to maximize candy gains is to use Mega Pokemon in the background, especially legendary Pokemon on things like raid days. I'm sure for Global Go Fest, a lot of you guys were hunting Mewtwo's, but you weren't necessarily using Dark or Ghost type counters against Mewtwo's. You were having a Psychic Mega Level 3 like a Mega Slowbro in the background, or again, Mega Malamar for your Super Mega Level to get even more candy for the Mewtwo upon capture. That is my point. The next thing you need to remember, evolve your Pancham. You're probably going to be like, why? Pancham is a special evolution requirement Pokemon, which requires you to use 50 Pancham candy to evolve into Pangoro, but the other thing you need to do is that you need to have Pancham as your buddy, and you need to be able to catch 32 Dark-type Pokemon. This is perfect on this deck because, as we know, Nickit is a pure Dark type. So literally, if you catch 32 Nickits, you can tick this off. I actually hatched a shiny Pancham, and I'm not sure if I evolved it yet, but this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. The third way to maximize this event, Stardust. This event is purely about Stardust, therefore it's about numbers. You want to be reeling in as many Nickit or any other Pokemon you can possibly catch in this 3-hour time frame. What I want you to do before you start anything, throw on a star piece. What a star piece does is that it maximizes every single Stardust gain by 1.5 times. Every single Nickit you catch is going to be granting you 300 Stardust per catch, but if you have a star piece running, it's now going to be granting you 450 Stardust per catch. Now remember as well, Nickit is a Dark type Pokemon. If you're very lucky, and I don't know where you would be in the world right now, it would have to be winter somewhere, probably in a very foggy area. Dark type Pokemon are boosted by foggy weather. If you were very lucky and you got this Pokemon weather boosted, I actually did have this on Tinkit Calm Day, and I'm going to leave some examples on screen right now. The weather boost on top of a star piece, on top of the 3 times catch Stardust bonus is broken, guys. You need to be catching as many of these Nickit as possible, especially if they are weather boosted. Do not, and you're going to be like, why, Mikey? Do not catch your stacked tasks yet. The reason why is that the Water Festival will be coming up. Towards the end of that event, it's going to be 5 times catch Stardust, which is insane, something we've almost never seen before in Pokemon Go, unprecedented. Don't catch your stack task during a 3 times catch event when you could just wait for the 5 times catch event still coming. Hold off on catching your stack tasks. The next way you could really amplify your Stardust gains is to hatch 12 12-kilometer eggs. You guys might be like, not again, Mikey. Trust me guys, this is a perfect way to take that Stardust count on this day to another level. Let me explain why, and I'm going to leave this video on screen right now. Guys, whenever you hatch a 12-kilometer egg, it yields you the most Stardust per egg. But because we're going to have a star piece running while catching all these other Stardust boosted Pokemon, like Nickit, hatching 12 12-kilometer eggs on a star piece could yield you another 70 to 100,000 Stardust. Just take a look at the count on screen right now. This is another way to just add almost another 100k on top of your haul you already got that day. Another pro tip that not a lot of people mention, especially in recent times, is to line up your 7th day catch streak. If you line this up, normally you would get about 3,000 Stardust on that 7th day catch streak. If you have a star piece running with the 3 times catch Stardust, you can see where I'm going with this, guys. You could get probably over 20,000 Stardust just on your first capture. This is a very underrated way to start your Stardust gains on this day with a bang. The 4th way you could really maximize this day is to consider where you're really playing. University campuses, downtown, CBD areas, anywhere where there's a lot of Pokestops, a lot of spawns. That means there's going to be more trainers with lure modules, incenses out, and therefore it gives you the most chance at getting in the most numbers, because remember, on a 3 times catch Stardust day, it's all about the numbers. I want you guys to throw those lure modules down early so you can chip away at that picnicker medal. This requires other trainers to catch 2,500 Pokemon on your lure modules. If you try and get to the park early or certain areas where you know it's going to be popular, throw your lures down so you can be first. You must have incenses running the whole time, and if you guys really want to take this to another level, please consider using Palkia Spatial Rend. You could do this definitely for the whole 3-hour time frame, and it's pretty much going to maximize the radius of where you can see Pokemon, which just means more numbers, more catches, more Stardust. If you guys want to extend the items on your star piece, for example, you can also use Dialga's Roar of Time to do that. Depending on how much Stardust and Dialga candy you use, it's going to extend the timer, and again, you could do this for the whole event as well to pretty much be running on 1 star piece for the entirety of the event. Very useful to do on a day like this. We all know that to get to level 80, we need to get 50 platinum medals, which is not the easiest thing to do. Alongside some I've already mentioned, something like the delinquent medal should be probably your top priority. That requires you to catch 2,500 dark type Pokemon. If you do achieve it, you will then get a small base catch rate bonus on every single dark type Pokemon you catch, including legendary Pokemon like Yveltal, for example, when it does come around again. We're all wondering the same thing. How good is Thievul gonna be, especially with Icy Wind, its new move? But just before I get to that, I want to mention one more thing. Remember to take advantage of those special trades. Remember guys, you could do up to 2 special trades on that Sunday, but 2 days before that, you could do another 3 special trades on Friendship Friday. But those trades on Friendship Friday are going to have an increased chance of going lucky. And I just want to highlight an example that happened to me last Friday. Every single special trade I did on that Friendship Friday all went lucky. I have one screenshot here to show that I did a couple Dialgas with the background, and I sent my friend all Mewtwo's with that GoFest background. Every single one went lucky. Guys, trade your Pokemon. The very last thing I want to talk about is, remember, this calm day is going to be falling on scenic Sundays. Please consider walking routes, because you're going to be getting even more Pokemon spawning during routes, including if you use incense as well. The incense spawns are going to be even more boosted. This is a great way to really take advantage of scenic Sundays. You could also collect some of those Zygarde cells, because you can walk up to 3 routes per day. You could potentially meet Mateo. I would maybe hold off on exchanging gift with Mateo, because you might get that 7-kilometer egg, unless you really want that white stripe basculin coming from the 7-kilometer egg. I would maybe hold off on that, but again, chipping away those Zygarde cells, again, getting more numbers and spawning more Nickit to get more Stardust. Enough detail, Mikey. How good is Thievul in 2026? Well guys, the best place to start is to have a look at those base stats again. If I leave them on screen, we can just see, as I said earlier, that attack stat is just not looking too friendly for us. What does that mean? Because it is a pure dark type attacker, it's not even breaking into the top 150. It is currently the 171st best dark type attacker in the game. This is not a raid attacking Pokemon. That being said, if you are a PvP player and you're into Go Battle League, this could be a very different story. As of recording this video, Thievul is currently ranked 122nd in the Great League, and in certain metas and cups, it performs a lot better than that. The optimal IV set you want there is going to be a 0-15-11. In the Ultra League, interestingly enough, with XL candy, this Pokemon can actually max out before the 2,500 cap. I think it maxes out just over 2,400, so even if you best buddy this Pokemon, it's still gonna fall underneath the cap, which is great because it's gonna have the most bulk. Unfortunately, with the current moveset, it's currently gonna be the 246th best rank in the game, but that is without Icy Wind. We've done a little bit of research and it seems like with Icy Wind and certain other move combinations, it's going to be performing a lot better, especially in the Great League. For example, what I have on screen right now is the current Great League meta against Thievul with Night Slash and Play Rough. But this breakdown is with the moveset of Sucker Punch, Night Slash, and Icy Wind, and as you can see, it gains like 5 or 6 wins and loses a few losses. But have a look at what happens when we pair Icy Wind with Play Rough. The wins rise by about 12% and the losses decrease by about 13%. This is going to make a massive difference on this Pokemon. I really do believe this Pokemon is really going to be strong in the meta, and again, it's going to have key wins against something like the Jump Fluff, for example, or any other grass types, flying types, because it can now hit all those types with super effective damage, including getting that debuff as well. Make sure to get yourself a good GBL Nickit, particularly in the Great League. What's cool about getting the Hundo as well is that you can fully power this up with a Best Buddy as well to perform in the Ultra League as well, and again, with Icy Wind, I think it's going to make a big difference in that meta as well. If you guys want to see everything going on in Pokemon Go this week, I'm going to leave it to my top left. We release videos every single Sunday detailing what's coming up in the upcoming week, and if you guys really want to upgrade your account in August, please check out this video right here. You guys are loving that video. It's pumping as we speak, and it's really going to help you guys to really plan out to see how you want to play August in Pokemon Go. Love you guys. Go with us. Please hit that like and subscribe button. We're growing rapidly. And if you could hit that hype button as well to send us as far as wide, it's going to tell the machine you guys want to see us. We want to do more for you. Love you. We'll catch you in the next one, baby. Shh.